Hello, good evening. This is Martin from OnlineChessLessons.net. We are starting a new section on YouTube called Interactive Tactics. This video is aimed for beginner to intermediate players, and the idea is to show about 15 positions of tactics, give you 5 to 10 seconds to solve, and then we will explain the moves and why. Let's start. So here it's white to play. I'll give you a couple of seconds to look at it, but basically the idea is the following. Our knight is under attack. If we retreat, I mean, it's not great. The thing is, if our queen is able to go to h7 without the knight, it would be checkmate. With this said, our idea is to eliminate this knight. So the first move is knight d5, which is a fork. Knight can't take because of mate, so pawn takes. But now our bishop, which was doing nothing before, simply takes the knight. We're attacking his queen and this square. So simply, if queen takes bishop, queen h7 checkmate. In the following position, it's black to play. White is a rook down, but has a promising attack. Can you find the move? The move is rook h3, and the idea is the following. First of all, it stops this annoying move, which is queen h6, forcing mate or damage. And then look at this, which is pretty interesting. Even though the rook is pinned to the queen, after this move, the pin is irrelevant because now black is threatening rook takes rook, checkmate. And queen takes queen. So let's say something like this, queen g2. We simply exchange pieces, and after a move like this, white has no attack and is simply a rook down. Let's look at the following position. It's black to play. Our queen is under attack. What is the best move? Okay. So the answer is the following. Our queen is attacking his rook, which is defended by his queen. So rook h4 attacks his queen. He has two options. If he moves away, he loses the rook. And and if rook takes queen check. He has to solve the check, let's say bishop d1, and simply pawn takes rook, wins the game. Okay, let's look at the following position. It's white to play. It's a famous game by Alekhine. Most of the tactics books has this position. Okay, let's see if we can find the move. The move is knight h6. Now this is a pretty important attacking move, and the idea is it's just a fulminating attack. We should always be looking for forced moves. Forced moves are those that black has one or at most two options. If we can see a first variation that leads us to winning, then there's no need to look for anything else. After this check, he has two options. If king h8, knight takes f7, fork, and you win the queen. And if he takes knight, bishop takes knight, attacking the queen, and there's no way to stop queen g3, checkmate. In the following position, it's black to play and win. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Well, this queen and the bishop is having a mate threat here, which is defended by the queen. So to win this game, we either have to move the queen or add another attacker to the bishop. So the move is rook takes knight. If queen takes, simply queen takes bishop mate. So he has to take with the pawn. And the move here is rook b1, adding another attacker to the bishop, and forcing checkmate next move. In the following position, it's white to play. This position is very known. Again, let's think about forced moves. I'll give you a couple of seconds to take a look at this. Alright, so our queen is under attack. There isn't any place that looks particularly attractive. However, the queen is being defended by the rook. So move is rook g8. Again, first move. If rook takes, simply queen takes queen. Remember, the rook got deviated because of our check. And if king takes, queen g3 check, forcing mate in 2 moves. In the following position, this one's a little bit trickier. It's white to play. Material is slightly better for white. White is a pawn up, but he has strong attack and strong active pieces. I'll give you a couple of seconds to take a look at this. Alright, so the idea is the following. This bishop is overloaded to the rook and the queen. And to be able to get to the queen, knight takes e5. If black doesn't capture, black loses a pawn. So he takes. And now rook takes rook, completely winning. If bishop takes queen, white is clearly winning. This position is an important one. It's white to play. Let's quickly take a look at what's going on here. Black is having a threat on through the f file to take here, and perhaps something which is a little not obvious is that this queen is pinned. It's pinned to the h7 pawn. If the queen gets out of this diagonal, simply queen takes h7 mate. So the move is this one, rook f4. So now the queen can take the queen or the rook. However, this rook also pins the queen again to the f8 rook. So simply if queen takes queen, rook takes rook mate, and if queen takes rook, queen takes h7 mate. So after this move, white is completely dominating. In the following position, we have white to play. I'll give you a few seconds to look at it, as always. White is having a strong attack, which leads to this g7 pawn. However, it's defended by the queen, and there isn't a very obvious attack. So we want to get the queen out of the defense. So move is knight d to e7, and this tactic is called obstruction. Basically, the knight obstructs the view of the queen. There's no way the queen can see the g7 pawn. So if anything takes, queen takes g7, and if we try something like this, rook g8, this knight e7 is also a discovered attack, because now simply bishop takes bishop, winning a piece, and then the rook, and then the game. So it's a game over for black. In the following position, it's white to play. A pretty known position as well. The idea is that black is in a mating pattern, which means the black king can't move. So this means that a check is mate. The question is, where can we give a check? So the answer is moving this knight here. So the move is knight d5, obviously, but not only are we threatening this square, but we're attacking the queen. So if he can't really defend both. So for example, if rook e8, queen takes queen, winning the queen, and if queen takes queen, knight e7, checkmate. Alright, the following position is white to play. Let's take a couple of seconds of thought. The position looks pretty balanced. The black king looks kind of safe. In fact, black looks a little better in my opinion. However, with a sacrifice called extraction, white has checkmate in 2 moves. Remember, this is the first variation, so black doesn't have much to play here. Okay, let's look at this position from a famous game by Brunstein. It's white to play here. Do you notice that there's a piece that doesn't have many squares to go? That's right. The queen on b6 has this square and this square. So Brunstein here found a move which allows him to attack the queen and this square at the same time, which is placing the knight here. So the move is d6, sacrificing a pawn. But this pawn sacrifice frees up the square. So bishop takes bishop, knight d5, and we won the black queen. The following position is black to play. Do you notice something strange about this position? Well, these 3 pieces, the bishop, the rook, and the knight, sort of make a back rank mate. So you have the 2 rooks looking at this square, which is defended by the rook and the queen. Our queen isn't doing much, so move is queen a3, completely deviating both of these pieces from this square. If the queen is able to take one out, it's checkmate. So for example, if queen b1, simply queen takes rook, queen takes queen, and there's only one defender here. So rook d1, queen takes rook takes rook, checkmate. In the following position, it's white to play. The position looks desperate. This is exactly why it's important for you to know tactics, because black is completely winning here. I mean, this advanced pawn is threatening to take the rook, and the queen is under attack. But with tactics, we can win. So, can you see the first move that forces checkmate in 2? Rook c4. So remember, this is first. He has 2 options. If he goes back, queen d8 mate. And if he takes the rook, queen c3 mate. So remember, you might be at this position, you're completely lost, but tactics saves the game. This will be the final position we'll be analyzing. A pretty important one to know. White has a very strong attack. I mean, this queen is just killing the king. The thing is, this bishop is in the way of attacking the rooks. If we simply move our bishop, it might be too slow. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to see how we can activate the rooks. Okay, so to activate the rook, we want to move our bishop with a check. So move is queen h8, forced, king takes, bishop check, forced, king g8, and rook takes e8. Well, thank you very much for taking a look at this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, tactics is the basis of chess. However, in the long run, you have to combine your studies with positional study or endgame study. But at a beginning stage, whoever dominates the tactics will most likely win the game. So thank you very much for watching this video. This is Martin at onlinechesslessons.net, and I hope you enjoyed it.